to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the K10, and just a quick reminder, if you're into this build, you're into this kind of type of stuff, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I do a bunch of this stuff. After this is done, I have so many ideas rolling around in my head. You're not going to want to miss that, so be sure to subscribe and like the video if you're liking the content that you're watching. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. As you saw in the intro, we got this trim installed. This is the stuff that I painted. Well, I didn't show it in the last video, but I painted it, showed the finished product. It all turned out really good. This is actually OEM trim. I like to use the OEM stuff just because it fits so much better. Like, if you look at this down here, you can barely even see the gap between the two pieces. Obviously, sometimes they're not perfect, just like that. But if you were to go aftermarket, the stuff is like half the thickness. It's super flimsy. It's just about like tin foil. It does not fit nice or anything like that. So I had to do a little bit of body work on these, and you can see they're still not perfect. Like, I don't know, you can see it kind of like there's a couple of small dents there, a little imperfection right there. It's all just the little things, right? But I would much rather have OEM parts on here than some cheap aftermarket Chinese parts. So the next thing I'm going to jump into is getting this grill assembled. There are 4 trim pieces that go on the ends here. Those also got painted, those will have to get installed. And then there's trim pieces to go in here, which will get installed. And then the bow tie, obviously. And then I have the 2 marker lights that sit in the corner. So I will put this grill together and should hopefully be able to stick it in the truck then. The next thing I'm jumping into is spraying in this box liner so we can get the box 100% done and on the truck. So I sanded it all off camera, did 180 grit around the whole thing, the floor, the sides, everything. It's a really horrible job to do. I hate doing it, but you have to do it if you want the bed liner to stick. So did that, and then I wiped it all down with soapy water. So this is all good to go, and then masked up everything where I didn't want to spray, did a nice line just down the corner there, and I'll do this back piece as well. Also had to drill the hole for my rear view camera wiring. Then I also did the back side of the tailgate again, just right on the edge. All the jambs are painted blue, so I just want this top surface to be bed liner, covered up the holes. That's the access plate for the camera. And yeah, I am spraying it with Raptor liner. So I'm hoping this is enough. According to my quick math, it should be. We will see. It's a 4-part system, or 4 jugs, and then you get the hardener. Obviously just split that into 4, put put them into each one at a time, shake it up, and then put it on your gun and spray it. So hopefully this should lay down pretty good. And then once this is all dry, we can get the box on the truck, which will be sweet. So I'm jumping ahead a little bit. We got the bed liner all sprayed in. It's not 100% perfect. There's still some splotchy spots that I'm not 100% happy with, but it's a bed liner. It's gonna get scuffed up and dusty and whatever. It's gonna get used, so it is what it is. Not a big deal. And if we zoom out a little bit, we actually got it installed on the truck now. It's not bolted down. The bolts are just sitting in here right now. I need to bolt it down yet and adjust it. My cab actually needs to come up a little bit for the body lines to meet. You can kind of tell it's just, the box is just a little bit higher than the cab, so I'll have to shim the cab up a little bit. That's no big deal. I'll have to hook up the filler necks. Then I can get all my tailgate hardware painted and then get the tailgate on here and work on taillights and the harness for that, hook up the backup camera wiring, and then start making brackets for the bumper. A lot of different things can start happening now that we have this box on. So, not too sure what I'm going to be doing next, but I just gave you a big list, so I'm gonna have to just start knocking stuff off of that list. All right, so first things first, got the filler necks hooked up, gas caps in. That's all good to go. I do need a breather hose for this side, I believe. The other one was just old, cracked, no good. So I'll get a hose, throw that on there, and then we went ahead, got all the tailgate hinges, the latches, the supports, and all that. The tailgate handle got installed with the rods. And then the tailgate got put on, a little bit of adjusting in the hinges down here to get it to sit nice. Still not perfect. You can see it sits a little bit out on this side and then a little bit in on that side. So did that, then we installed this rear view camera, and then I actually spent a couple hours trying to figure out why it wasn't working. Turns out I was actually sold a bad camera on eBay, so I will have to find another camera and then wire my plugs on, and then that will be fine. Then I installed the taillights, these LED ones that we made a few months ago in a separate video. They work really well. Put LED bulbs in the reverse lights, so those are pretty sweet. The fit isn't perfect. Again, it's an aftermarket part and an aftermarket bedside, so it's only gonna fit so good, but that's about where the truck sits now. So that's gonna conclude this video. In the next one, probably just more assembly. Rear bumper needs to go on. I'm still waiting on a front bumper to ship. I need to do rad brackets and then make brackets for my electric fans and then wire those in. And a couple days ago, I actually just picked up a set of wheels and tires. They're sitting right over there. I'm not sure if they're gonna go on the truck in the next video, probably, because I'm way too excited to not put them on, but they need to be balanced first. So I might get to that. There's a bunch of just little things that need to get done before the truck can be ready to go. So be sure to like, be sure to comment, be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with this truck. Really excited to be getting it done soon. So with that, we'll see you guys in the next one.